Hey guys, what's up? My name's Theo. I play middle linebacker for the Hilversum Hurricanes. That is in the Netherlands, which is in Europe. I live in Amsterdam. I play Euroball. Welcome to the channel. I do football videos every Monday and Friday, and sometimes those are, as they've been recently, practice videos both days, and on the Friday videos, like this one, I do comment response and news, as our practices are usually during the middle of the day. For Monday video, I don't have time to pre-record anything, and I'm just like, okay, hold the camera and walk out to practice. And then every Saturday I do a live stream that's during the middle of the day, and I realize exactly how bad that is. Months ago in the before times, or during everything, nobody had a football game on Saturday during the middle of the day. Everybody was locked up at home. It's Saturday evening for me, so anyways, if you still want to join, if you're like bored or something, or you had a game Friday night, you want to tell me about it, cool, go ahead. Let's talk about that. All right. Now, so those are every Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, something like that. Yeah. Like I said, I live in Europe, so it's 6 p.m. for me. Okay, a little bit more about what's going on here. We're going to get into comment responses. There's not many, so I'm putting in a little intro here. Our season is currently underway. This last Sunday was, we will discuss that one in the news section when we go over like the scores and all that stuff for what happened in the rest of the league. So we're going to go over a little bit here as to why things have been funky and my off schedule. And hopefully things will get back to normal. With the most recent health crisis, what is normal anymore? But that we'll go over much more news about the league and intricacies of the schedules and stuff, what happened last Sunday. Recently, we've been having scrimmages and storms, and we're not practicing on a normal field, so I've had a lot of weird practices, football videos out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm gonna put all that stuff into a generalized playlist. So we'll figure that one out. I think it's called Football After Lockdowns or something like that. Okay, so we're gonna get into comments. It's great here because I have my computer available. I don't have to like scroll through my phone. User by the name of K1 asks on the football uniform suit-up video, bro, thanks for the video, nice gear. What do you play for if you don't mind me asking? Also, how long you've been playing, and you look a little older, but you damn sure look athletic. Cool, thanks. I responded that in that video, I played semi-pro for the Portland Pitbulls. That was 2016. Yeah. A lot has changed since then. So that video is coming up on 6 years old. So yeah, I'm not in semi-pro anymore. I did tell them that I did say later, you know, how old I am, blah, blah, blah. Things have been weird with our Corona time and all that jazz. So things haven't been functional the last couple of years, but I'm going into my 4th season with the Hilversum Hurricanes in Europe. So I'm basically equal time semi-pro, because that was Pitbulls, Cobras, and now it's Hurricanes. So technically of my entire career, I spent more time on the Hurricanes than any other team, so yeah. Christian Campos, I saw him come in the live stream last Saturday. It was on the last week's football comments and news, because no Thursday practice, we'll discuss that in a bit. Are you a linebacker or wide receiver? And I'm like, you've got to be trolling me. I said it in the first 3 seconds of the video. Plus, at the time, I was wearing my merch. It says linebacker, yada, yada. It's a really poor attempt at one other one I saw from a different company without actually copying it. Gerard Baker commented on one of my YouTube shorts, but I think he just kept commenting lyrics from a song that I do not recognize. And then also on my story from the scrimmage, he just commented, okay, I'm losing touch with the younger generations, I think. Someone 3 days ago on the same uniform suit-up, because it's a super popular video, bordering 1.5 million views. How do you let your parents let you play high school football? The grammar there is a bit sus, and it just tells me that when someone thinks, if you're playing football, you have to be playing high school football. And if you're playing college, you do not deal with stupid things like YouTube or something like that. It's a very, narrow-minded view of things. There's a lot of things that I'm noticing the United States is very narrow-minded about the longer I live abroad. But that is a different video, one of my more personal vlogs that I have every other day of the week. But like I said, Monday and Friday, football videos. If there's a weird game like a Saturday, then that next day will be a game day vlog. And I'll be like, and I'll be editing and like, unless I'm like completely broken and I'm in the hospital. Rich Kid for Life came in 18 hours ago on last night's video where we had a canceled practice. We'll talk more about that one later, but he says, not to be rude, how old are you? I said, it's nothing good comes from that question, especially on YouTube, especially my videos. I've watched the previous videos on his channel and he is, yeah. I was like, there's nothing good that comes out of that one. We'll just say 40. Last time I did one of these, I also commented about one of his comments that I'm like, I am old enough that you are not pulling any fast ones on me. To which he says, not to be rude, you should be in the NFL by then. It's basically like, not to be rude, not to be rude, not to be rude. You're intending to be rude. There's various other things. There was an old Vine. I don't mean, not that I'm racist, but Asian people, and she, like that. Like, nobody starts a sentence that way and intends it. They are trying to circumvent their thing. Like, it's just my opinion, but if you state something that's supposed to be a clause and then say but, you're effectively negating it. It's sort of like, all football positions are valid, but kickers sort of thing. So yeah, it's that general idea. So I paragraphed, hopefully he's old enough to understand that level of English grammar. Is also the same kid that kind of pretends to be in the Netherlands and doesn't understand what the Dutch are. Is football your full-time job, or is YouTube, or both? Well, YouTube. The football club doesn't pay me, so yeah. The general thing with that one is the YouTube channel makes a significant amount of money from my football videos. So by playing football and putting it on YouTube, I make money. But the club does not pay me, YouTube pays me, and pretty much all my expenses get paid by YouTube to football. So my club fee, my gear, my health insurance, all that stuff. It's just that there is no direct line between the Hilversum Hurricanes and my bank account. So make of it what you will. The world is a bunch of gray area. And much like with the previous comment of asking about how do your parents let you play high school football? Well, in that video, I was 35, so how do I don't play high school football. I played semi-pro, but that's fine. Some people just can't get out of a certain mindset, so they ask questions. To be fair, expanding someone's mind is always a great idea to do, but it's like those corners that only think that, cover 1 or cover 2 press is the thing, and then you teach them about the wonders of cover 3, and they're like, but what? Yeah, that's generally that. Like I said, there's not many comments. That one specifically came about on my channel trailer. That was recorded during the summertime of the Corona time, last summer, 2020. And we were able to start kind of gathering here in the Netherlands, at least in open areas. So I decided to change things up. About that time is also I needed to update my football story. I'll put a link up to there. There's one that says how I started in football up until about 2017. And then from 2017 to it was just like, you'll see if you watch those videos. It's my whole story and I'm not shy about stuff like that. Anyways, so we had a bit of drama coming last weekend, this last Sunday. So yeah, if you guys saw my Monday video where I was pretty much sitting here in the same jersey, I know it seems weird, but there are 8 teams in the Eredivisie. I know that was the number 5, so we'll do this. There are 8 teams in the Eredivisie. So everybody was playing a game, in theory, this last weekend. 4 teams actually played. And 3 scores were given out. Just, let's deal with this here. So we're going to go over what happened on the Monday video. I'm going to go over this again. Hilversum Hurricanes were supposed to play the Amsterdam Panthers. And the Flevo Phantoms were supposed to play Groningen Giants. And the Amsterdam Crusaders we're playing the Lelystad Commanders, and the Arnhem Falcons were playing the Rotterdam Trojans. That's the matchups of all the games. We do not have access to our home field because the municipality, the Parks and Rec department, basically, hasn't authorized the usage of our field, grass growing, yada yada. I've talked about that in previous videos. They're not even allowing people to walk on it right now because it's in a tentative spot. So, fun times. So we couldn't have a home game. So the Panthers goofed up and didn't actually reserve a field because they thought it was an away game for many, many weeks until it was too late to reserve their normal home field. So they asked to use the Crew field. Okay, well, that's fine. The Crew were going to be out at Lelystad. That's a city, by the way. Lelystad. So yeah, except Parks and Rec Department of Lelystad, Gemeente, municipality, decided, no, you guys can't use your field. We've had some storms, there's a bit of flooding. It's just, you guys are going to tear it up and you're not going to be able to use it for months afterwards, yada yada, something like that. I'm not sure what gives them the impetus to say, no, you can't use your fields today, but they are natural. We use a lot of natural fields here, except for Crew and Arnhem have actual, like, American football turf fields. Rotterdam and Groningen have a combi field. Like, they have the exact same field and it's marked weird. It's still turf, but it's not a perfectly lined field. But anyways, you can see where this is going for the stuff. So the Crew's like, well, we have a field that's available. So they moved their game. They still played an away game at their home field, but that's just how things go here in the Netherlands. Much of Europe too. I've seen it happen in some German teams also. Less so because they're actually at an elevation, so they don't flood easily. It's the Netherlands. Most of us are below sea level right now. So anyways, then the Panthers didn't use their field. Oops. So the Panthers had to, like, forcibly forfeit the game, but that didn't quite happen. So we're just going to replay their game at some point, whenever. And so moving on to the other games. So Crew and Commanders, actually, Crusaders and Commanders went off without a hitch at the Crew field just fine. Our game was canceled and we could not find a place to relocate. And the Groningen Giants had to forcibly forfeit against the Flevo Phantoms because they couldn't, they didn't have enough people either traveling or even on the team. I don't know what's going on. There was also a problem with their youth team taking the wrong jerseys. So both teams showed up to the match with away jerseys and the refs are like, you're wearing the same colors, canceling match, bye. They gave them a little bit to try to figure things out by using a different team's home jersey, but it just didn't work out enough time. The refs are like, bye. So the youth game got canceled. That's fun. They wound up doing a scrimmage because, you know, the uniforms are different enough, but whatever. I mean, we've done blue on white with some people playing both ways, so we'll have a white jersey in the defense and whatever. Anyways, so, and then the one thing I forgot about on Sunday that I had to make a last minute break about was the fact that Arnhem and Rotterdam were still playing because whether it's Arnhem or Rotterdam, they both have relatively a turf field. So, fun times. That game went off without a hitch. At its normal place, normal time. Like, it was turns out to also be the most boring score too, but it was a weird score. Let's get into that one. Okay, so now we're moving on to the standings. Currently is the league going. Remember, really only 2 games were played. 1 was a forfeit, so that's an automatic score sort of thing. And then my team has yet to play. So as of the Pool A, because we have, like, you know, it's sort of like the AFC and the NFC. Got that sort of thing. We have 8 teams, not 32, so we need to split it up 4 and 4, not 16 and 16. Anyways, and so the Amsterdam Crusaders won, the Trojans won, and Flevo automatically won because the Giants forfeited. So that's an automatic score of 20-0. That's just how the rules are going. Rotterdam won 6-3. It's a really interesting score because my wonder, was it a touchdown without, I mean, there's one option, and I don't like it. There's There's the touchdown with no PAT. That seems plausible. 2 field goals. That seems plausible considering Arnhem also only got a field goal because it's the only way to get 3. And then there's always Rotterdam getting 3 safeties. I don't think that one's very likely. I think 2 field goals is much more likely than a touchdown without a PAT. But that is a very strange score. And the Crusaders are currently ahead. They won like 50 something to 19 or something like that. The point difference was 37. Okay, the actual score with the Crusaders was 56 to 19. So there's that one. I know that Lelystad suffered a massive injury midway through, and so yeah, they kind of went with very low numbers. A lot of the teams around here after Corona are very suffering for people, and injuries can make or break a game, let alone the body. So, and that's what's going on with that. Okay, so what do we have coming up? Well, we have a practice coming up on Sunday for me. So Monday video will be hopefully a thing, unless we get a storm and it rains out a thing. We can't use our field, and so we're utilizing baseball and softball fields, but they don't have the drainage that our football field does. So that's partially why we can't do that. We've been looking at other fields, but everything has been looked into and probably exhausted beyond all belief. There is a rugby field. It's got uprights to do stuff on, but it's also grass, so it might not have the drainage necessary. We're very lucky in Hilversum to have the drainage that we do amongst our field. We've never really had to cancel, except now with like some bad damage that happened during Corona time with storms, and nothing was necessarily being taken care of because everyone was in lockdown. And then our field is rebuilding, our team is not. But anyways, our schedule, so the next game we have is October 24th, and that is versus Flavo. And unless their field goes to hell and back, we are playing there. They do not cancel games unless the municipality says you can't play there. Anyways, they have a pretty good field too, so I'm not too worried about that one. But that is October 24th, so October 25th should be a game day vlog. But up until then, we're hopefully going back to a Thursday-Sunday practice schedule that puts us at the 10th, the 14th, the 17th, and the 21st. So 4 practices in theory. We may still have Tuesday practices, but I don't really know. But hopefully we'll have 4 more practices until our next game, get things up and running, get some injuries healed from the crew scrimmage and whatnot. And anyways, that's it for today's video. It's just a news and updates, and I will check you guys. Monday's vlog will be a football day, just like Friday's video. And if you want to show up in the live stream, welcome to show up and just chat with me pretty much about anything. Catch you later.